Hello, my friends from the channel. How are you all doing? It's a pleasure to talk to you about another topic on health and well-being. For those who don't know me yet, I'm Antonio Carlos, a biologist, specialist in clinical analysis, and researcher of nutritional supplements for over 20 years. Here, I bring you content and documentaries based on evidence, always focused on improving your health and quality of life. I hope you enjoy the topics we have prepared with great care. And one important detail, always let me know if you are enjoying it or not, so that I can improve the quality of the content even more. Also, leave your comment. I read and respond to all of them. Now, without further ado, let's get to the video. Today's topic is Warning Seniors. Why white bread can be the villain of your blood pressure. That warm, soft French bread that accompanies your breakfast every day seems harmless, doesn't it? It has been on our table for generations. It's a symbol of comfort, of family gatherings. But what if I told you that this very common, very familiar habit might be contributing to your uncontrolled blood pressure? Have you ever stopped to think that the answer to that persistently high blood pressure, even with medication, might be hidden in this familiar food? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you could change the way you look at your breakfast, and more importantly, it could be the help you need to protect your heart and ensure a longer, healthier life. Hello? Welcome. If you are over 60, or if you are concerned about the health of your parents and grandparents, this video is for you. I am a biologist, specialist in clinical analysis, and I dedicate my career to helping people like you understand the challenges of health in old age in a simple, practical, and science-based way. In the next few minutes, we'll talk about a topic that generates a lot of questions: white bread. Let's understand together the link, which isn't always obvious, between consuming this food and hypertension, a problem that affects more than 60% of the elderly in Brazil. But don't worry, this isn't a video about prohibitions. On the contrary, my goal is to give you the knowledge so you can make the best choices. Let's understand the why behind the warning, and most importantly, I'll present you with a guide to delicious, practical, and safe alternatives. This way, you don't have to give up the pleasure of eating well while taking care of your most precious asset, your heart health. Shall we begin? The central problem: the 3 traps of white bread. Many patients ask me in my office, "Doctor, but it's just a little bread. What's so bad about it?" And that's a great question. The danger isn't that bread is poison, but rather the combination of 3 characteristics that, with daily consumption, create an unfavorable scenario for heart health, especially in a more mature organism. Let's discover each one of them. Trap number 1: the hidden load of sodium. The first major trap is sodium, the famous salt. We immediately think of the salt shaker, but the truth is that most of the sodium we ingest is already hidden in processed foods, and white bread is one of them. Did you know that Brazilians consume on average 12 grams of salt per day? That's more than double the amount recommended by the World Health Organization, which is a maximum of 5 grams of salt, equivalent to 2 grams of sodium. And bread? The amount of salt can vary, but it's not uncommon for just one French roll to contribute a significant portion of the daily limit. If you eat 2 or 3 a day, that number increases very quickly. Studies done in Portugal, for example, showed that bread was one of the biggest contributors to the high salt consumption of the population. But what's the problem with sodium? Imagine your arteries as hoses. Sodium acts like a sponge inside them, pulling and holding water. More water in the blood means more fluid volume circulating. With more volume crammed into the same space, the pressure on the walls of the hoses, that is, in your arteries, increases. This is hypertension. For the elderly, this is even more delicate. Over time, our blood vessels become more rigid. Furthermore, some studies show that hypertension itself can lead to a preference for saltier flavors, creating a dangerous vicious cycle. Trap number 2: the sugar roller coaster, glycemic index. The second trap isn't called sugar, but it acts like it in your body. I'm talking about refined white flour. Refined means that in the process, the most nutritious parts of the wheat, the bran and germ, rich in fiber and vitamins, are discarded. What's left is basically starch, a carbohydrate that turns into blood sugar at an impressive speed. That's where the glycemic index comes in. Foods with a high glycemic index, like white bread, turn into glucose in the blood very quickly. Think of a fireplace. Using paper, white bread, creates a high, fast flame that quickly goes out. Using firewood, a whole grain carbohydrate, creates a fire that burns slowly and for longer. This explosion of sugar in the blood forces the pancreas to release a truckload of insulin to clean up the mess. These constant spikes, day after day, can generate chronic inflammation in the body, and inflammation in the walls of blood vessels contributes to them becoming harder and functioning worse, worsening hypertension. Spanish researcher Miguel Ángel Martínez González, a professor at Harvard, is quite direct and calls white bread a bomb, especially for those who are already overweight. Trap number 3, nutritional emptiness and lack of fiber. The third trap is precisely what's been removed from the flour: fiber. Fiber is the silent heroine of our food. First, it provides satiety. Because it takes longer to digest, it forms a gel in the stomach that makes you feel full for longer. White bread satisfies you immediately, but hunger soon returns, which can lead you to eat more and consume more calories and sodium throughout the day. Second, fiber slows down the rate at which sugar is absorbed. It acts like a net, holding carbohydrates and releasing them slowly into the bloodstream, which helps avoid those dangerous spikes I mentioned. A diet rich in fiber is directly linked to a lower risk of developing hypertension. Third, it is fundamental for gut health, a very common problem in the elderly. A well-functioning gut is the basis for overall body health. In other words, the problem with white bread is not only what it contains, sodium and fast-acting sugar, but also what it lacks: fiber. It's a food of empty calories, stealing the place of other foods that could be nourishing and protecting your body. The aggravation. Why are the elderly the highest risk group? Okay, we understand the pitfalls. Now, why do they become much more dangerous after 60, 70, 80 years of age? It's because an elderly person's body doesn't react the same way as a young person's, and this difference transforms a seemingly harmless habit into a real risk factor: the natural aging of blood vessels. Over the years, our arteries, which were elastic in youth, undergo a natural process of stiffening. They lose some of their ability to expand and contract. Now add to that the effect of sodium. In a young artery, an increase in blood volume is better tolerated because it stretches to compensate. In an old and rigid artery, this same increase in volume generates much greater pressure. It's like trying to force more water through an iron pipe instead of a rubber hose. The pressure on the walls rises dramatically. Salt sensitivity increases with age. Another key point is salt sensitivity. This means that, for some people, blood pressure rises much more in response to sodium consumption. And guess what? The chance of being salt-sensitive increases significantly with age and in those who already have high blood pressure. It is estimated that more than half of hypertensive elderly people are salt-sensitive. In practice, this means that bread roll can have a much greater impact on the blood pressure of a 70-year-old than on that of a 30-year-old. The kidney system, which filters excess sodium, can also become less efficient with age, worsening the situation. Therefore, reducing salt is one of the most effective measures to control blood pressure in the elderly. The cascade effect: interaction with other diseases. In old age, hypertension rarely comes alone. It often goes hand in hand with type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, or kidney problems. And then, white bread can act as a catalyst, worsening the overall situation. Glucose and insulin spikes overload a system that may already be struggling with the insulin resistance of diabetes. A lack of fiber hinders cholesterol control, as fiber helps sweep bad cholesterol out of the body. Furthermore, a diet that constantly raises your blood pressure can interfere with the effect of medications you may already be taking. You take medication to lower your blood pressure, but food pushes it up again. It's a constant battle that tires your heart and kidneys. Taking care of your diet is an essential part of treatment. It is this combination of factors, stiffer blood vessels, greater sensitivity to salt, and the combination with other diseases, that makes the daily consumption of white bread a worrying habit for the health of the elderly. It's not just one thing, but the constant dripping day after day that undermines the health of your arteries. The solution: reinventing breakfast, the smart swap list. Now let's move on to the most important and optimistic part. Understanding the problem is the first step, but the real power lies in knowing the solutions. And the good news is that there are many alternatives to white bread that are not only healthier, but also delicious. The idea isn't to declare war on bread, but rather to make smart swaps. Let's put together a breakfast that works in your heart's favor. Here are 4 practical alternatives to get you started right away. Alternative 1. Real whole wheat bread. Learning to read the label. The first swap seems obvious: white bread for whole wheat. But beware, there's a market trick here. Many breads that claim to be whole wheat are actually white bread with a little bran just to give it some color. How to avoid this? The secret is to become a label detective. Take the package and go straight to the ingredient list. The golden rule is, the first ingredient on the list must be whole wheat flour. If the first item is wheat flour enriched with iron and folic acid, you're buying a disguised white bread. 100% whole wheat bread guarantees a good fiber content, which will help you with everything we've already discussed. Alternative 2. The power of roots and tubers. Our grandparents already knew these things. Cassava, or manioc, yucca, sweet potato, yam, taro. These roots are nutritional treasures and great substitutes for bread. They are complex carbohydrates which provide energy slowly without causing spikes in your blood sugar. They are full of fiber which provides satiety. But the great advantage, especially for blood pressure, is their richness in potassium. Potassium is the opposite of sodium. While sodium raises blood pressure, potassium helps the kidneys eliminate excess sodium and also relaxes blood vessels, helping to lower blood pressure. How to use it? Simple. Cook cassava or sweet potato and serve with a drizzle of olive oil. Mash it into a puree. Bake it in the oven or air fryer to eat with eggs or cheese. It's real food that nourishes and protects. Option 3. The versatility of oats, the heart's friend. Oats are a superfood. Their secret lies in beta-glucans, a type of soluble fiber with proven benefits. Oats help reduce bad cholesterol, LDL, and improve insulin action. Being very rich in fiber, it provides incredible satiety. 2 practical ways to use it. Oatmeal porridge. Cook 3 tablespoons of rolled oats with water or milk. Serve with chopped fruit such as banana, more potassium, or strawberries and a handful of nuts. It's a complete breakfast. Oatmeal and banana pancake. This recipe is a hit. Mix 1 egg, 1 mashed banana, and 2 tablespoons of oats with a fork. Pour into a greased skillet and brown on both sides. It's a sweet pancake without needing sugar, rich in protein and fiber. Option 4. The power of protein. Eggs and yogurt. Starting the day with protein is a great strategy to control hunger and avoid cravings for refined carbohydrates. Eggs. You can eat eggs without fear. Modern science has exonerated them. They are a source of very high-quality protein. Scrambled, boiled, or in an omelet with white cheese and tomato, they provide great satiety. Natural yogurt with seeds. Choose plain, unsweetened, whole milk yogurt. It's a source of protein, calcium for bones, and probiotics for the gut. To boost it, add a spoonful of seeds like chia or flaxseed, full of fiber and omega-3, and fruit. It's a quick and nutritious meal. Bonus section. The pleasure of making your own healthy bread. I know that for many, the ritual of eating bread is sacred. What if I told you that you can maintain this pleasure but in a much healthier way? By making your own bread at home. The benefit is that you have total control. You decide the amount of salt, which can be minimal, use 100% whole wheat flour, and can even add seeds and grains to make it more nutritious. You can find easy recipes online, and the kneading process can even be therapeutic. The result is a delicious bread without preservatives and made with the best ingredient of all, your care. We've reached the end of our conversation. We've seen that white bread, because of its high sodium content, its rapidly absorbed sugar, and its lack of fiber, can indeed be a factor that hinders blood pressure control, especially in the elderly. But more importantly, we've seen that the solution is within our reach. Making smart swaps doesn't mean going hungry or eating without pleasure. It means choosing consciously to protect your heart. It means rediscovering flavors in sweet potatoes, oats, fruits, and eggs. Every small change is a giant step towards a life with more quality and better health. Health is built on the choices you make every day. The choice you make at breakfast reverberates throughout your day and throughout your life. If these tips have helped you, I ask that you do two things. First, subscribe to the channel here and activate the bell so you do not miss any content made to help you live longer and better. Second, and most importantly, share this video. Send it to that friend, your sister, your child, or the family group on WhatsApp. Quality information is a gift, and caring for those we love is one of the greatest acts of love that exist. Thank you very much for your company. Take care and see you in the next video.